the bass.
Because he knew he was alone, and now Ambition, instead of going for the dive, he's actually going for Svensken right here. Svensken jukes out because he knew he was close. Really good read.
Still taking damage over, but he's actually going to come back in. Cuve's under the turret, but he's actually just out of range and Sven.
The minions
Might even look back in for him. Minions doing damage coming to Cuve. Svenskera, can he do it again? Right to the Q. One October. They've got Cuve. First blood. TSM Objection. Starts him over the wall. Ambition repels down to his death. Also with the second kill.
Oh, so many smart micro elements in that play. It all starts with the ward being on a very high cooldown, so you can see when it was placed. Svenskeren knew the ward was so recently placed, so he could extrapolate that Ambition must still be close. So as he approached that brush, he went for a blind juke in the cocoon. Then it turned around. Q, if he was stuck on the tower, he kind of gave away the position again. Now look at it again. This is blind because he knew the ward was so recently placed. Now cannon comes down. Cuve is forced to join the fight. And look at the minions. This cannon creep is dealing 2-3 hits onto Cuve, and it changes everything.
I think the biggest story is that Ambition is feeling pressure to actually be on the offensive. Usually the defensive jungler, usually playing the wreck side, just picking up farm. Graves picking up farm. A really nice play from Bjergsen. Stop them from having an exit towards the mid lane because, of course, Varus had just
But because he's getting pushed in, he really likes a higher spell damage Q.
All in. Yeah. Ulti does go in for a cross. Dead. Bjergsen with a perfect calculation.
Really nice solo kill from Bjergsen. This is going exactly to plan for TSM. I'm getting run over in the mid lane. We already saw one mid.
Hunter,
yeah,
looking to be fast himself.
Looking for the stun, does get the first one. Bjergsen chains it in. Cuve now going to be the target. He's overheated, and Bjergsen grabs another.
And again, Bjergsen certainly
didn't matter. Just casually walked in, Bjergsen, and picked up another kill, even without Ghost to really close the distance fast. And Svenskeren's entering another lane, and it's Crown now.
Oh, good stuff. And Bjergsen flash kick, ulti all in, and Sven gets the next one.
It's like seeing Faker all over again, just a long distance QE into the follow-up.
He just changed the nameplates, and it feels like we're getting an instant replay of game one of the day, which, for those North American fans who are making their voices heard, is happy times.
Sven is leading the charge, starting to run over this game and letting Bjergsen and Hornside just play up in his favorite place, which has always been the enemy.
Safe in your approach to brushes can change the entire game, because I got them 2 kills, got Bjergsen ahead. Now Sven's in a little bit of trouble here because there's still some teleports
right in. Good combo in there. Sven is going to go down to Bifrost Manifestation. Safeguards the safety. Might be enough help. Double lift. Takes out Rafe on the other end. He's getting chased by Cuve, but Bifrost will pay the price as rule against the trade.
Just the first kill on the board for Samsung. Not much else to speak of. Not going to be able to take down double lift either. Teleport invested. Honsa holds on to his. We'll be able to push in and grow a lead in the top.
Crown just can't move off this at all. In fact, they're going to go for a dive. Ambition forced to repel out of the way, but they might still go for a good pull from Wraith. Might be enough to defend, and double is firing shots into the enemy team. Wraith takes a lot of damage, but Bjergsen all-ins onto Ruler and chunks him down and flash forward. Really wants to kill it. He does get it. Hornsa came down as well. TSM all-inning for the bottom turret. Not done, actually. Bjergsen going to juke out the ulti as Crown barely shorts the chain of corruption, but I don't quite know how they get out of this one. Let's find out. Crown gonna get knocked up here. Sven kicks him into Bifrost. Horns is here as well, and he flushes the wall, but double it swoops in to clean him off as Hornsa gets credit.
That was a dirty play. When you're winning this hard, that you force the enemy Ezreal to take a page out of Trashy's book and ulti towards the fountain. TSM as well. They had 4,000 gold lead at 10 minutes. This was the largest of Worlds so far. So if there's any way to better start your game 2 at Worlds, it is this one.
Considering the Scrim remake, but of course you're live on the stage here, and you don't have that option if you're Samsung. You kind of understand the mistakes you made. Ambition tried to spare the blushes, only further put them in a hole, and TSM, they know how to win when they're ahead, and that doesn't seem to change on the world stage.
6,000 gold up already, and they'll add a Mountain Drake to their tally with an Infernal on the way next. But let's just watch this again.
Yeah, I just really like how at the end of this phase, walls become an option. They just throw people, kick them over. Hunter then uses ulti over the wall. It all starts with double it. Apprehensive to not dive too deep. Get turret aggro, Ruler. Panic mistake, ultis backwards. Happens to the best Zonas out of us.
You might wonder why this happened this way. When Kennen enters the fight, he's low health, because actually he teleported in vision of the Rumble, got flame spitted, but none of that mattered because no way for Rumble to interrupt that ultimate, and the cleanup on Crown was beautiful.
Yeah, kick over the wall into Kennen ulti, who then has lightning rush to close the... They don't even sweep it, because time is the best sweeper. This is the problem. If they sweep right now, they don't find any wards, and they're really going to start doubting themselves. Like, are these guys playing with, like, 6 cents, but they're starting Baron right now.
Here's the panic from Samsung. Cube chronically eats the damage. Proto belts on his face and dies now flushes towards Cube for the stun. The zone news is good, but I don't think it's gonna save him. And Horza grabs the double.
That also works. Just start the Baron, guys. Bait him in, lure him in, and then just blow him up. This is what you can do with a 10,000 gold lead. I understand why TSM is so careful, because they're already 0-1 down in the tournament, but they showed them that they can literally just start the Dasher, bait it out, use the Pigor that's in the pit to at least guarantee face check from Galaxy.
Horza was a bit of an afterthought on his first Cannon game against RNG. This time makes the big pitch to open up the base. Will be at least an inhibitor coming through for TSM. Probably not going to be able to finish out the game. Only 10 seconds for Crown. It's actually only 28 minutes into the game. It feels like a longer one. But TSM finally blow open the game that should have been theirs maybe 10 minutes ago.
Well, Horza does narrowly avoid death potentially from Ambition as Samsung Galaxy will respawn.
Fight Galaxy, and they're really playing right now with TSM. That should be able to just finish this game already.
Clever bit of vision there. It kind of loosens Yellow Trinkets. Not helping in that department. Sven does want the playmaking ability from the Trinket, so I get it, but maybe an extra sweeper would be helpful. Still turret pulls to TSM, as they will now take 7-2 turrets. Again, so far ahead, but the game isn't over. Samsung Galaxy certainly doing something great. As Ambition maybe caught, repels out of the way, goes back down to Scaring to get kicked back in, stun up for the concussive blows, and Bjergsen blows him up before the Brawl will come out, and now Horza's going into the back line. Wraith getting tied up in the front, forced to flash out. Cube practically dead as TSM surge forward for a couple kills.
It was just straightforward stuff for TSM. They got the picks. Ambition once again was too far forward. He tried to make the plays this game, tried to do it again, tried to be the furthest point as they tried to get the Baron vision. Honestly, they could have just hung back, because remember, they did have that Baron vision, but at some point you're ceding too much. At some point you're giving too much over to TSM, and now the Baron is free.
Yeah, they're basically afraid of what do we do when they actually start Baron. We gotta stop that at one point. They tried. TSM, it took them a while. It wasn't the cleanest, but they finally secured them the Baron, which is gonna be the next step to end the game here. Trying to keep them out of the base here. They don't have vision in the jungle. Remember, Wave used all his speed wards on the Baron area, hoping that 2 gets left, place one more. One actually disappears because he places them in this fight. And at this point, the gold lead is really shown the way this fight goes down.
Ambition actually went in aggressively, I guess because they were fighting in a line. There is a world where the equalizer, when the game was even, the equalizer could have wrecked TSM, but it just wasn't going to be a big factor there. Wraith wasn't on the same wave, and wasn't looking for a flash headbutt pulverized to root them in place. So just ended up giving up his life, growing the gold lead once again for Team Solo Mid, and the game-winning push can't be too far away now.
This is going to be satisfying for TSM, especially after the game, once they get some screenshots on Twitter of hey, these were the words. Remember to tweet that next time. Because not only did they get redemption in the tournament, they do it in a fashion which is honestly very impressive against a team that by some critics was actually lauded to be first place in this group, top 2. There are people that think that RNG and Samsung will make it out, and TSM won't.
Ooh, it's actually maybe Casio on the bio, but TSM a little too far ahead. Tower's already broken. Sven trying to kick one in, but Bjergsen just blows up Ruler. Gonna get kicked back in. His Ambition as Sven dives in onto him, and it's just carnage in the Samsung Galaxy Nexus phase.
Yeah, people getting smashed right now with this Baron buff. They just put the battering ram in front of the base and just going in.
Let's up, boys.
Well, it's maybe about time for the Nexus Tower. It's going to start to get broken. Cube, barely any health to play with. His Ambition getting dove on as well. TSM going to complete the ace here as Ambition goes down to Horza. A double kill for the Canada, seal the deal. And TSM going to win their first game at Worlds.
As up, like I said, TSM should be very proud. Excellent control display against a Samsung team that, of course, picked up a victory yesterday. And this is the TSM that people